as well. So looking forward. Thank you, everyone. I know it's a Friday evening or a morning for you folks. So thank you for joining in. And we have Armin here as well.
Amazing. It's 3 o'clock, and I'm so happy everyone have started to join in here. So I'm saying 3 o'clock only because I'm here. I'm looking at my clock, but I'm sure it's 8:30 there in India. um, Great. So welcome everyone, and so good to see you, Amit. So good to see you, Jyotsna, Armin. Thank you for letting me introduce you and just allowing me host this event. I feel really honored, by the way. Just to do a round of introductions. I'm actually Pranava. My name is Pranava, and I'm also a designer. I'm currently based here in the UK, and I used to work with Amit 2 years ago, and he was my manager for a little more than a year. Um and we've continued to remain friends. So he's asked me to host this event for him. And with that short note, uh, I will try and introduce Amit, and then I'll also let him introduce himself better later. But as I've said, um, Amit is actually a designer by profession. He's a principal product manager at Microsoft, and he's been working there for quite some time now, almost 4 years, and 5 years. Okay, yeah, sorry. And he's had a lot of design experience. He's previously worked with Honeywell, and I think, right now, while he was, I know that last time when I was leaving Microsoft, he was working with the Outlook team, and they've shared some amazing, great experiences for the Outlook team. And now he's working with more of the research team, working on newer initiatives with Microsoft. So that's the little introduction I know. And then we are also joined by Jyotsna. She's also a designer, and she is Amit's spouse, and she works at Verizon, and she's also here to sort of help Amit. She's taking care of all the technical stuff right now, but she's been a great support in helping Amit um, through all of his adventures and ventures. So we'll also get to talk to her soon. And then there is Armin on the call. She's also a designer. She's actually a copy writer. She's been a designer, and she also used to work with us in Microsoft. Armin and I had a short overlap in Microsoft, but Armin is Amit's batchmate. Jyotsna is also Amit's batchmate from NID. And Armin also sort of proofread the book we're going to launch for Amit. And again, just as you know, we're joined by Shubhangi as well, who also proofread the book Amit wrote. She and I used to together report to Amit 2 years ago, and we continue to be best friends till date. So it feels like I'm here in my comfort zone with all the known people. And I will actually now just let Amit talk a few words before um, we we get into the main event. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say a big thank you, Pranava, for. I know I put this in the last minute to you, like Pranava, host my event, and that's not how I'm as a manager, but I think I couldn't find a better host. So I think thank you so much, and yeah, thank you everybody to be part of this. We chose to do this online because some of our some of my friends and my network people are across the world, so wanted to do this online, and so that we could also have Pranava on the call host this. Armin is joining out of US,
Yeah.
and a lot of people were joining from different parts of the world. So yeah, I think really glad that everybody's here, and yes, I'm in a mixed emotion right now. I'm like slightly nervous as well as slightly excited. So yeah, looking forward, and let's do this, Pranava. Let's do this.
Great. Okay. Um, shall we just start talking about the book then?
Sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
great.
yep.
Okay. Okay, Amit, I'm gonna ask like the most basic question. I think this is on everyone's mind. What is the book about?
Well, I think that's what I've been trying to discover because it's a book full of 19 short stories, and I would say it's a book. All those stories are sort of like a journey, and I've divided the book into arrive, thrive, and depart, where every situation in life we tend to arrive into the situation, we tend to thrive in the situation, and then we have to move on. So I think that's the basic theme of the book. And yeah, I think there are stories of different types, and yeah, that's all I'll say.
Nice. And what inspired you to write a book, first of all?
That's tough. A lot of things have inspired me to write, first of all, and I would say I've been this like uh, person who tells stories for since my childhood, and I never saw it as a negative thing. Right, I always saw it like as a good thing. Like you can create some new world of your own, and so on. So I'd start with my grandmother. Right, like your grandmother was the one who sort of inspired me to be creative, and she's highlighted in the book as well. And beyond that, I used to still write stories. They used to still come to me. So I'm always a strong believer that stories come to you. You don't like write the story. It actually comes to you and then haunts you until you write it. And then like, okay, you put it down as such. So I think that part was going on for a long time. And then I was writing a storython with Shubhangi. So both of us were like writing and challenging each other with some topics, and both of us started writing. And then I also happened to reintroduce myself to Armin. And Armin is an author. We missed that in the introduction, but she's an author by herself, and she's published an amazing book. And I read that book, and I was like, "Damn it! Like this is inspiring." And yeah, I think that part also. And then I started talking more about the book with her, and yeah, here we are. All my vulnerable thoughts out there.
Nice. Yeah, makes so much sense. And I remember there were times, even at Microsoft, while I was reporting to you, how much you focused on like storytelling to get to get a point across, and it is so core to like how we design experiences as well. So I think all of that makes so much sense.
Hey,
If,
Pranava, if I may interject real
of
quick,
course, yeah, yeah,
since I think, yeah, we just covered that part. So we were doing the storython, right? And it was like a prompt a day, and we used to just basically come up with random prompts like ice cream, and some of them are even titles of the story, which is amazing. And I was writing some stories too, but Amit, you beat me to it with the publishing, and I couldn't be prouder. It's amazing to see the book come out. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait to see your stories go out there as well, Shivangi. Yep. But thank you so much. It has been like a journey, and I still remember both of us discussing the stories that we write. Yep, I think characters stay with you. That's all I'll say. Yep.
this is really inspiring because who would have thought that you had this activity going and then it's actually leading to some really nice outcomes. So, yeah, that introduction was really useful, like to set the context as well. Uh, I think like another question I had was why short stories instead of like have writing probably like a novel or something like what is it about short stories that you really like and why that?
Well, firstly, I'm not there yet. I would say to write a novel, it takes a lot of patience to write a full novel, and I also feel in today's world, what's happening is the number of people who read has reduced, which is unfortunate because people are not patient enough to read really, really long. Novels as such. There are, of course, readers across the world, but I do see in the short attention span world, people want to like read quickly. And I thought, why not write something short so that people can be attracted to continue to read as such as against. And again, these are snackable stories. Trust me, you can complete the whole book over the weekend. That's all I'd say.
Yeah, Makes sense. Amit, we are at 3:10, and I guess like we probably have, we are 10 minutes into the event, and then we have like probably a bunch of people have joined. Do you want to show the book? And then do you want to like, yeah.
Sure, I'll wait for Gia to give me the book. Gia, where are you?
Oh, great. She's there.
Yeah,
I see
so
her on Jyotsna's screen. Yeah.
so she's going to come from Jyotsna's screen to my screen and
Sweet.
wait. So yeah, I think she's been waiting to give the book, and then there she is. She's all dressed up. So come. What? Yeah. Come here. You have to come in the camera. Come on. Come. Come. Okay, don't be shy. Okay, she's been
Hi,
super
Tia.
shy today. So here's the book, and we're going to unwrap and launch the book. Yeah, open that.
This is so amazing. Congratulations again. Like, I'm so proud of you, Amit. And this is super inspiring.
Super. So Gia's.
And this is so amazing because you get to celebrate this moment with your family who've been like so supportive and helping you through this journey. It's amazing. Yeah.
Woohoo! So here's the book.
Congratulations, Amit.
We should
Yeah,
all
yes.
unmute and do woo, you know.
Yeah, totally. Like, woo!
So that's a book.
Awesome.
Yay!
Amazing. Congratulations again, Amit.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, now the book is open, and it's available online as well. So please feel free to get your own copy. And if you like to read online, there's a ebook version as well.
Amazing. Is it available on like Flipkart, Amazon?
Yes. So it's available on Amazon, Flipkart, Kobo internationally, Amazon internationally as well, and Notion Press, of course, because they helped me publish this book, so they have their own store as well.
Amazing. Can you show the book again, Amit? Show the cover again.
Yay!
It's a really nice cover as well.
Thank you.
Amazing. This feels surreal. Yeah.
The smell of my books.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Like, I'll just probably ask Armin and Shubhangi to say a few words because I know they have read the book, and I've only half read the book. I've kept the remaining half to be read over the weekend. Over to you, Armin, and yeah, like please feel free to like give a little more context to the audience here, and like yeah, go for it.
Thank you, Prabha. Congratulations, Amit. First of all, so fantastic and amazing to see your book out. I'm really excited. I love it when somebody writes a book and publishes it. I really love it. It's affirmation that people do read. Still, I still think a lot of people love reading. So Amit and I actually know each other from NID, where we were in the same batch, and I think we were together in a communication studies. I think Madhusudan is also on this call, our professor. And that's when I first really got interested in writing and reading. Amit, I didn't know Amit was interested in the same thing at that time, but we met recently in Microsoft, like when I joined 2.5 years back. And I didn't know Amit loved copywriting and writing as well. So we had many interesting conversations. And then he said, "Hey, you know what? I've written some short stories. Would you read them?" And then we shared a few, and I was like, "Wow, these are nice. Like, do you have more?" And then he sent across more, and I said, "These are really good. Why don't you think of publishing them?" And he was like, "No. First, I think, listen, just put it out there. Let people see, because so often writers just keep all their work in like a folder on the computer or in the cloud, and nobody gets to look at it. And I think creative people should put their work out there, right? And the main way a writer can do it is through a book. It's not possible to have an exhibition of this kind of work, or it's not a visual medium that can be displayed as such. So excited that Amit finally got it going. Congratulations. I know it's not very easy with so much workload in office to do this on weekends, and you have to carve out time, spare time. But you make sacrifices, right? You don't do other stuff. You have to really have a passion for the craft to do this, which is amazing to see. Yeah, and I hope other people also think of self-publishing their work if they have it sitting around.
Yeah.
And one thing I loved about the book is that the stories, Amit is not so hung up. Like sometimes writers are very like stuck on there should be a beginning, middle, and end. What I loved is some of the stories are very free flowing and kind of just as if you're looking at life. It's almost like a film like quality, and different perspectives. They keep moving to different points of view. Some of them made me feel nostalgic for our childhood growing up in India in the 1980s. Some of them made me think about uh, deeper meanings of things, work, life, relationships, family, just basic human dynamics. Uh, but yeah, would love hope people read this book. It's really nice, and I hope Amit keeps writing and we see another bigger book, maybe a novel soon.
Yeah, totally. I just
Thank you
want to
so
like
much.
highlight, sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight on one point that you mentioned, Armin, about how it's quite an effort to like make some of these sacrifices and carve out some time outside your work life to pursue your own hobbies or passion, right? Like this was a question I had for you as well, Amit. Like, how did you manage time? Because it's quite a lot sometimes. So yeah.
Firstly, let me thank Armin a lot. I think what she has done to me with respect to like giving me the confidence. Frankly, I did not have the confidence, like you said, about the stories that I did. I had like these really closet stories, like and I was like really shy to show it. But then here I found like person who can actually give me honest reviews, and she did. I think she sometimes just told me like this is not working, like this line is not working, as things like that. And I think that really makes a difference when you have somebody like that. And yeah, I think because of that, I went ahead and took that plunge, right? Like uh, also from the angle of like time management, I would also thank Jyotsna in that sense, right? Like sometimes you need somebody to understand at home, and she's an artist by herself, so she understands the art part of a human being, right? Like how you have to sometimes give that art time, and so yeah, I think that's one reason. And second is yeah, a lot of late nights, a lot of not sleeping for one night and yet doing it, a lot of weekends burnt where Gia is irritated. But I would say yeah, it's there, and I'm glad it's there. Yeah, let's see. I hope to write more. I hope to learn from all of you. I hope to evolve more. Is what
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah. I'm going to like ask Shubhangi also to share a few words here at this point because I know you all wrote stories together. Just curious, how did you share these stories? Did you carve out like specific times in the evenings to write these stories? Did you time box it? Just wanted to know the journey through this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, I think this was in 2021, and I think I was thinking a lot about creativity and consistency back then. And to date, we do that now. And Amit and I had conversations about this as to, hey, we have all of these probably, desire to write, and then we also have this creative expression, but how do we actually keep it consistent, right? And we decided to take this really crazy goal of writing a story a day, which was quite a stretch, but it seemed fun because we were in the midst of it, and then we were sharing things as well. And I think we did it via cloud, obviously, and we had our own misses, but we just kept going. I think that was the fun part. And since then, those raw drafts, I've seen the stories evolve to something completely evolved right now, which is great to see. And yeah, I can't wait to read the hard copy, and I hope all of you get it as well because they're really great stories.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing. I think like everyone's really excited for this. And I would obviously recommend all of you buy it. Amit has really a knack of telling great stories. I remember his first presentation in Microsoft, and it was a work related presentation, but the way he introduced and then the way he introduced the work as well, like he's really brilliant at um, creating good narratives, and I would really recommend everyone to buy it. Um, I had like a few follow up questions regarding like the book. because I've read some stories in it, and Shubhangi and Armin have also read some. Just wanted to get your point of view, Amit. Like, what is your favorite story? I know it's probably on your cover, but what is your favorite story? And like, you don't have to like go into the details of it, but the theme it revolves around would be like great if you just gave
Yeah,
some
it's
insight.
it's it's a tough question, right? And I like you'd ask anybody, any artist, which is your favorite painting, which is your favorite. It's a tough question to answer, and I don't really have a clear answer. But one story is close to my heart because I would say it's like a very old story that I had written during NIT days, which was around the Mumbai rains and when Mumbai was flooded. It's also called 26/7, the date on which Mumbai was flooded. And in fact, this is like a very old time because back then Josna was my batchmate, and we had a storytelling lecture. Benita Desai was our teacher, and she had challenged us. And this was like one I would say one topic of studying which was very exciting for me. I was like, finally, you get to write stories, because I was this engineer who has come into a design school, and he was like, oh wow, I can write stories as assignments, like nothing like it, right? And I think that's where the Mumbai 26/7 came out, and I think that story is very close to my heart because it's been a long time, and of course it has evolved. That story has also evolved, but maybe Josna can talk a bit about it if she wants to. Yeah.
Sure. So, like, it's said they're different perspectives and each story has its own story. So I think what Amit's talking about is, so I'll give a different narrative here. So that's Amit's side of the story. Let me start like that. So Amit and I were acquaintances. If I say acquaintances, that's a good word. Uh, yeah, at NID, and I think that's where it was. But when I read this book, I felt I got to know his soul, and probably things only triggered after the story that he's talking about, Mumbai 24/6. So this story is my favorite too. I think it helped me know him by being acquaintances, or what typically happens in college. You just know, or you don't want to know, or you are on different ways. But I think the story led or build a connect over here. So that's my part of the story. While, because Delhi, Bombay go different ways also, but that's how we got to know, or I got to know about them.
That sounds beautiful, actually. Like, now I'm curious to like refer back to the story and like process what you're actually saying. Like, it sounds really beautiful. And there are like, as I was reading through some of the stories, I realized that there are like some varying themes, and each story makes you feel differently. Amit, I had this question like, how did you decide to line them up in that particular order? So there are 19 stories.
It,
Yeah,
I
go
would
for
say
it.
it was a tough job because again, uh, they've been written over time, right? Like they're not necessarily like written together. In fact, like Armin mentioned, they were never planned to be part of a book. So when I took the task, of course, I went down to the very basic designer self and like took post-its and started putting them next to each other and try to see, okay, this doesn't fit with this one, or this doesn't fit with this one. In fact, the 8 or 9 odd stories that I wrote with Shubhangi, versus like there are these other stories that also were there. And suddenly, while those 9 odd stories that I wrote with her, they had a tandem along it because we had certain themes that went together, right? Rather, there was this new set of stories. So I think the inspiration or the common pattern I saw was life, and life has its own, 3 parts like any story. There is arrival, there is a thriving, and there is depart. And I think that was the backbone. In fact, I remember discussing this with Armin at length, and we had some crazy ideas of how do we separate them and stuff like that. And she also had suggested some really good ones. And uh, yeah, so I think it was all then boiling down to what makes like a fluid connection. And but at the same time, you don't have to read the book linearly. I would recommend, feel free to like open one chapter and start reading it directly. I think it's like that kind of book.
Yeah. And when readers finish going through your book, reading your book, what is the how do you like sort of expect them to feel by the end of the book? Like, what is the feeling they would walk away with?
Tough, again, tough questions. Pranav is asking me all the tough questions today. But it's like, okay, it's like my boss is coming on camera. But ex-boss. But I would say I want them to feel connected to their own selves. I think every story, and that's the beautiful thing about writing stories as such, right? Like when you read them, you make them yours, and no two people might have the representation same. In fact, that's what happens when you read the stories and then you start saying, "Oh no, but I thought the character was doing this versus I thought the character." So I would say you could connect with the stories. I've tried to keep it very laymanish. Again, I don't have that level of proficiency to write high-end English as well, but I've kept it very easy to like connect, and hopefully they connect with each one of you, and there is some degree of you know uh, resonance with your own lives, with the story going on. Again, some of these are purely fiction, some of them are actually from instances that I've heard from people around, and then that becomes a story. Or some of them have been like I've heard this sitting in the mess or going in the lift, and somebody's talking about something, and then you connect the dots. Like you hear two, three people, and then you connect the dots and try to weave a story around it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would say feel connected to your own selves, and please do share reviews. I'm looking to improve my writing, and that was my intention to put my book out there. It's just my first act of being vulnerable. So please write frank, honest reviews on Amazon or Flipkart or wherever you're buying it from, because that's what will keep me inspired to write more.
Amazing. That sounds really good, Amit. And I mean, I feel like this has been a journey. Your writing has also your writing might have evolved through the stories as well. And I could clearly see that with some of your stories being told in the first person, and some in the second person, and some in the third person. So it's all very inspiring to read. I'm just quickly going to go into the comments, the chat section, and see if there are any questions. Um, Nikita asks, who inspired these stories?
Yeah, like I mentioned, like a lot of people, a lot of life inspired these stories
Yeah,
is what I'd say.
yeah,
My life, everybody's life.
amazing. And I think Jyotsna has answered this one. Amit has designed the book cover himself, and it looks amazing. Um, So I think that's pretty much it. And we're like 28 minutes into the event. And if there are any other questions you all want to ask, please let me know. You can always get in touch with Amit. I think he's on Instagram. You are, aren't you? Yes,
Yes.
he is on Instagram. I can post links to his handle. Just now, why don't you post his social links on the chat so that people could reach out to him? Feel free to always like leave feedback on Amazon, on Flipkart, and Amit is really nice to talk to. So leave him personal
Pranava,
messages as well.
Pranava,
So,
there are questions. There are questions that are coming up. I'd love to answer
oh
them
yeah,
as well.
perfect. Yeah. Shubhangi asked like when is the next book coming out?
After your book, your book needs
And
to
then
come out first.
Pragati is asking if is there a novel brewing in your mind yet?
Frankly, yes. Armin knows about it,
Yeah.
but I
So,
better not talk about it right now.
so we can expect another book very soon from you.
Depends on the feedback on this book. That's all I'll say.
I think, yeah, I think
Give
you
it
should do
time. Give
it.
it time. Give it time. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. But I think you should continue writing though. Like, yeah. you shouldn't, I mean, what I mean is you shouldn't entirely like base your hobby on feedback. Yeah.
That's a good
Anyway.
advice.
Just learning from your wisdom and just reflecting. But I think that's pretty much it. Again, like Amit's book is available on Amazon and Flipkart and on Kindle. Please go and buy them, and yeah, post on your social media as well. Let other people know that the book is amazing after you read it, and share it with your friends. Um, Thanks everyone for joining, and it's been a real pleasure hosting this. Thanks Armin, thanks Shubhangi, thanks Jyotsna.
Thank you.
Catch you
Thank you,
soon.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, as in anybody wants to like unmute themselves and speak up as well, feel free. This is your time. And I'm not going to speak a lot, so I'm going to keep quiet. But I'd love to
Hi,
hear.
Amit.
Hi,
Many
Shashi.
congratulations. I was just listening in and
Thank
I
you so
just got
much.
myself a copy and looking forward to reading it over the weekend. It's going to be delivered on Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Looking forward for your feedback.
Yes, yes. All right.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining in on a Friday evening. It was lovely having you all. Please buy my book. And I would say, buy se zyada, read my book, and let me know your thoughts, whatever they are. And thanks a lot, Pranava, Armin, Shubhangi, Jyotsna, Jia, and everybody who joined. Because yeah, it's a big day for me. It's a big moment for me. My parents are watching, so thank you, Ai and Baba, for making me who I am. And yeah, I can't believe this. Thank you. Please read my book. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.